What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another lucky dip. And this is another one from Chafic, big shout out to you, and it's actually a song from Andy Gibb. People may remember I did go through a full album of Andy's, the 1977 record Flowing Rivers, because I happen to have that vinyl in my collection, but this song comes from 1987, so a full decade later, and as such I wonder what sonic and or stylistic differences might be at hand. Regardless, the tune is called Arrow Through the Heart, which actually makes me think of two different things on opposite ends of the spectrum from each other. First, it made me think about being heartbroken, the idea of having an arrow piercing your heart, the heartbreak that might come from the end of some romantic relationship or from being spurned or dismissed by someone who you have that type of feelings for. But then I thought, well, it could be Cupid's arrow, right? The idea of being struck through the heart where you're completely smitten and you can't think about anything else and you're just entirely focused on trying to make this person your own or to get involved with them. So, yeah, actually, if I had to guess, I'm thinking maybe the latter. Let's see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Andy Gibb. The song is Arrow Through the Heart, and it's from 1987.
Don't understand how love became your problem. Hearts that should not cry. No words are missing, but it's not understood. It's time to take me back to school. So unjust as you are, I could be the life you say. I'll be there when you leave your world of girls and boys. Think about the kill before you draw the bow. And cut me low, like an arrow through the heart. Arrow through the heart. Arrow through the heart. Arrow through the heartbreak and the pain, and a spiral in the rain, never to be seen again. Nothing makes you die like an arrow through the heart. High flying bird, you can never love nobody, but I will not lose my dream. Birds are a feather, they are never outflown against the sky that's beautiful. But an arrow through the heart, arrow through the heart, arrow through the heart, arrow through the heartbreak. Go where you stay and your aim is true. Bring me to my knees again. I'm too young to die. I'm too young to die. I sit on the moon, I go the sun. All those girls and boys, think about the kill before you draw the bow. And cut me low, like an arrow through the heart. So arrow through the heart. Arrow through the heart. Arrow through the heart. Arrow through the
There's a backing vocal there. It sounded suspiciously like Barry. I think it was Barry was involved in producing Flowing Rivers, so I suppose it's not entirely impossible. Nevertheless, I do think Andy's voice is layered there. And yeah, I think I was actually wrong. I think it was about the pain that can come and the, sort of lethal act of shooting that arrow. And I think there's almost kind of like this hunting metaphor being used. We're saying, like, boys and girls, think about the shot, think about the kill that you're about to make before you fire that arrow. And then there's someone who's like spiraling into the water, never to be seen again. But he is talking about himself at one point, because he's like, you hit an arrow through my heart, like, drive me to my knees again. So it sounds like he is affected almost like physically by being struck by some other person. So as far as I can tell, it is more like pain and hurt centered. I suppose it could be both, because like the intensity of being struck by Cupid's arrow will then be very painful if everything doesn't work out perfectly. So it seems like maybe it's in that territory, which again, the idea of like telling, boys and girls, when you get involved in the world of love and relationships, be wary, because, when you shoot that arrow, it can have consequences, is kind of what it feels like it was saying. I may be entirely misinterpreting this, so do let me know if I'm off base, or at least like if I only have some of the details correctly. But yeah, it definitely sounds more 80s, definitely has kind of that like 80s synth pop, like emotional, not really a ballad. It still had, some percussive drive to it, and, more like what's the right term? I mean, because it's not dance floor, that's fair to say. It's not like a rocking track, it's not like a synth rocker, but yeah, it just had kind of this like pop groove, driving in your car, thinking about your life sort of vibe to it. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed the vocals, the lead vocal. There were some nice like extensions and, like flourishes or ramp downs at the end of the extensions. And as I said, toward the back half, it seemed to get especially layered. And then there was one supporting vocal, like a non-lyric vocalization that sounded like Barry. But again, I wouldn't put it past anyone in the Gibb family to be able to do that. But yes, a very cool tune, and definitely a bit different from Flowing Rivers, so that was an enjoyable experience. Once again, big shout out to Chafic. Let me know what you think of this one, and I will see you next time. Peace.